Sand. It's rough. It gets everywhere. I hate sand. That is one of the most memorable quotes of one of the most corniest but most powerful character in Star Wars, Anakin Skywalker. Today, we're gonna talk about his journey, right, to ascension and of course to a huge, sharp descent. Like, comment, subscribe, let's get right into it now. Right, so Anakin Skywalker, right? For the Star Wars fans, right? First of all, for the people that are not Star Wars fans, Anakin Skywalker was deemed the chosen one in the Star Wars universe, right? In the the universe of its the films and the shows and whatnot. Chosen one meaning that he is meant to bring balance to the Force. When he came into existence, there was a prevalence of the good side of the Force, the Jedi, right? Led by Master Yoda, Master Mace Windu, and Ki-Adi-Mundi, and all these other various Jedis that made up, the good side of the Force. On the other side, the opposite, there was only one Sith Lord, Darth Sidious, right? And I think around the time that Anakin was young, there was Darth Maul as well, who was Darth Sidious's apprentice. Anyway, Anakin Skywalker was born to a woman. Her name was Shmi. Obviously short for Lakshmi, which is a reference to the Hindu religion. Lakshmi, one of the goddesses. He was born without a father. Of course, I think George Lucas, which is the creator of the Star Wars universe, was trying to create some parallels between Anakin and Jesus Christ. So Anakin was born. He was incredibly powerful. We didn't know why he was powerful, but it's just Qui-Gon Jinn, which was another Jedi, with his apprentice Obi-Wan Kenobi. They deemed him the chosen one because he had a very, very high midichlorian counts, which is, I guess, molecules that retain the power of the Force, which explains why Anakin was so powerful with the Force. Anakin wins a pod race for his freedom from Tatooine, which is the planet that he was born on, and he goes with his Jedi to go back to Coruscant to train. Unfortunately, Qui-Gon Jinn does not make it because he was murdered by Darth Maul, who then gets destroyed by Obi-Wan, who avenges Qui-Gon's death by Darth Maul. So Obi-Wan takes up the mantle of being Anakin's teacher, his master. Anakin was a Padawan. Padawan is a student, a learner. So next film, Attack of the Clones, Anakin starts to, develop his powers. He's very brash. He's very quick, impulsive, as young men usually are, right? And he ends up, doing a lot of things, but he always has control of it at the end. The masters, right, including Mace Windu, occasionally express disapproval of Anakin's actions, but they allow him to be who he is because at the end of the day, he is the chosen one. What ends up happening also, which begins the downfall of Anakin Skywalker, is this. He starts to fall in love. It's not in love with a concept as in, I want to learn more about the Force, or I want to learn about the history of Tatooine, or the history about the Sith. No, he falls in physical love with Padme, right? Senator Amidala. No, that was Padme's, I think, predecessor. He falls in love with Padme. Padme is a senator as well. So in this film, he spends a lot of time with her because he is actually appointed by the council, the Jedi Council, to watch her, because in that film, I think there was a bounty hunter called Jango Fett who was ordered to go after Princess Padme, or Padme. I don't know if she's a princess. Anyway, they fall in love, although Padme presents a resistance in the beginning. And as we know, people that are fans of Star Wars, and for the people that are not fans of Star Wars, you are not supposed to have a female consort. You are not supposed to be having sex. You are not supposed to be in love with a woman as a Jedi. Or, in Ayla Secura's case, which is another Jedi, which is a female, you're not supposed to be in love with a man, because it disrupts the flow of the Force and it thwarts administering true justice, which is the motive and directive of the Jedi Council. Seeing any parallels yet? Let's keep going. What ends up happening, I think he ends up fighting Count Dooku at the end, gets his arm cut off, he ends up escaping. Count Dooku didn't lose yet. Third film begins the descent of Anakin to becoming, as we know, I'm not going to say it yet, but the third film was the beginning of Anakin's descent. He ends up fighting Count Dooku in the beginning part of the film, defeats Count Dooku easily due to the influence of the Senator Palpatine, which has been one of Anakin's mentors. As the Star Wars fans know, Senator Palpatine is Darth Sidious in disguise. He has found a way to infiltrate the Jedi Council and the Senate, was able to enact himself as Chancellor, leading Chancellor, and he was able to initiate his plans to try to usurp the supremacy of the Jedi Council and his way upon the galaxy. And of course, Darth Sidious needs the Chosen One's help, so he influenced Anakin, right? Anakin realized a lot of things in the film. I forget exactly how the film goes, but I understand the gist of it. Padme had a sickness and an illness because she was pregnant, because Anakin slept with Padme. Right, so anyway, she had an illness, and he was afraid of death. He was afraid of losing Padme, which is another cardinal sin for being on the Jedi Council. What did Darth Sidious promise him? I know a dark master, right, that was able to revive the dead. Anakin was interested in trying to learn this power, but he's like, you can't learn this power from a Jedi. Trying to influence him, manipulate him into becoming part of the dark side. What ends up happening at the end of the film is that he turns against Obi-Wan, his master, tries to slice him down. There was an order that was enacted, Order 66, which caused all of the clone troopers that were created in the second film only for this purpose, to then turn against the Jedi and become part of the Sith way, the dark movement. Most of the Jedis were eradicated, annihilated. Anakin was cut down by Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan spared his life. Obi-Wan, in a very, very chilling, very emotionally evocative speech, you were the chosen one, you are my brother, right? He told him, you were supposed to bring balance to the Force, you were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. Anakin, at the end, was so hell-bent on destroying the Jedi, saying that he was the cause of his stunt of growth. They were the cause of his stunt of growth. Insane. What ends up happening, Darth Sidious comes and rescues the poor Chosen One, the dismembered Chosen One, the scalded, burnt Chosen One, unfits armor onto him and becomes Darth Vader. And Darth Vader, as we know, for the people that are not Star Wars fans, in the subsequent films, he is just an angry individual that's under the command of Darth Sidious, and he's trying to destroy the Rebel Force and employ his children into his team. What does Anakin's story have to do with semen retention? We know this instantly. If you choose a woman over the things of the higher realms, you have already lost. I need to listen to my own advice, my friends. I do, and I have been. When you choose a woman over the things of the higher realms, you have lost. You have become of the world, and you are indirectly perpetuating the continuation of destruction and devolution. You see, Anakin was he was the chosen one. He was meant to destroy darkness. If he was not influenced by the manipulation of Darth Sidious, he would have extended the reign of the good side of the Force. Granted, the way the Manad doles out balance is isolate of any human understanding. So even though there was a prevalence of Jedi that were good, maybe they were a bit blinded and a bit overzealous about their way, as opposed to seeing the entire picture and enacting that sort of justice upon the galaxy, which is why Anakin was preordained to become Darth Vader and destroy, the balance, right? That's a topic for another video, but let's get back into his fall. Guys, in this world, you are going to be powerful on semen retention, and you are going to be rejected by them. You are going to be looked at as a nutcase. You're going to be looked at as someone that's not able to live, as not able to exist, not able to be partnered with, not able to be spoken to. You will be rejected, you'll be marginalized, you'll be isolated. But you have a power, the power that can only be achieved through celibacy, that can only be achieved through being on semen retention, right? You are going to be able to cut through all of these environments. Every one of this world, every created machination, every created thing of this world, their concepts, you are going to be able to understand it, encapsulate it, and cut through it because of your discipline, because of your power, your practice. You will lose it all You will lose everything the moment you focus all of that new refined energy on the physical, which is the woman. I'm going to tell you this. I have nothing, no qualms against Padme. Padme, you know, she just fulfilled what she was meant to fulfill, which was, you know, being in the Senate and just enacting laws and whatnot. But she is just doing those things upon the physical realm. When we are on semen retention, lads, we are not subject to the influences of the physical realm. That exists on a vibration that we, of course, go through because we are mostly physical. But the events therein, robberies, murders, heartbreak, destruction, isolation, you don't experience those things to hurt your soul, or your soul will not suffer because of those things, because you are of a higher vibration. Anakin sacrificed everything he knew, everything he stood for, just to be able to save this woman. He went to the dark side because he was seduced by Chancellor Palpatine, saying that he will give him the ability to save Padme. We find out later in this new retconned trilogy that Senator Palpatine was indeed busted, right? He wasn't also on semen retention. He also loved a woman, which conceived a child, which inevitably conceived Rey, who's somehow more powerful than a Skywalker. That's a something for another video, that's another time. You have to understand, the moment you give up your standing because you want to feel the things of this world, you have lost. You have lost. What we're meant to do, we are all Anakins, guys. Anakin, the story of Anakin, the story of Star Wars, is just what it is. It's a story. We are meant to look at these things and try to derive and glean a life lesson. What is the lesson? That there is no such thing as an individual with an abnormally high midichlorian count than other individuals, even though they said that in the film. We all have our strengths, we all have our powers, we all have energies that we could refine and even grow due to the practice of semen retention. If we follow that route and we do not move left, we do not move right, we just keep going on that single path, on the left and right, all around us, we will be criticized by the world. The world will hate you. They always have. They always will. It was said in every single text. You will be hated. You will be chastised. You will be ostracized. You will be cast away. You have to just follow the path. Follow it. Follow it. The arms, the lips of a woman will not save you. I'm telling you this from experience. Trust me. Anakin was powerful. Anakin was strong. He could have gone on to do many, many powerful things for the Jedi Council. Instead, he turned his lightsaber against children. He turned it against the way that brought him up and took him out of destitution and poverty, all because of a woman. He wanted to save the woman. The woman is not the problem, because I keep saying the woman. I keep saying it in a very strong way. The woman is not the problem. The problem is that he chased physical love. He wanted to express himself physically. And that was the beginning of his fall. Gentlemen, what we need to do is we need to hold the line. Semen retention is an incredibly powerful practice that will reach us to the level of those gods that we're talking about in the labors of Hercules, in the Greek mythology, in the Poetic Edda. Trust me, all those abilities will be yours to have. Granted that you save your midichlorians, your refined energy, and allow yourself to be a vessel for the monad and his expression. And with that being said, that's all I have to say today about Anakin. If you guys enjoy that kind of content, like, comment, subscribe, share the video with some peers. Don't ever let this place get you down, because we know its ways. This ways is of slow, low, cyclical vibration. You can never grow if you hollow the things of this place. It is a reality that you have to face. You are going to be alone. You are not going to get any help if you truly do this practice correctly, like I have. You will seldom have support. You will seldom be able to trust individuals that come in your midst. It is just a reality you must face. You must encapsulate, and you must understand, and you must go forward with a wide smile, cheeks exposed, you know, your face exposed. Let me just change that. With your face exposed and an open heart, and allow your aura to guide you in the higher tunnels of fate to get you to that final destination. And stay radiant, my friends. I shall see you guys in the next video. Woo!